I'm going somewhere. I'm heading to my 100%. But I didn't say because I don't have 100% today, I wasn't going to start.
Because we are Christians, we must be seen to be excellent.
The message we carry is a life-changing message.
If you are not in the right environment, your gift and your dream will die.
The way the word of God is burning in you, if you don't understand, you might criticize me.
In our world today, journalism has become a very intricate part of our lives. From information about socio-political events around the world to current affairs and entertainment news. In today's episode of Livin Dreamz, we're going to take a journey into the world of journalism and print media with our own very special guests. This is Livin Dreamz, where we're celebrating Jesus, celebrating people, celebrating life. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. Our guest today is a veteran in the field of journalism. She has defied all odds and claimed her place in that profession. She is prolific as a writer, editor, and publisher. She was the head of news and current affairs at Superscreen, DBN Television in Lagos, Nigeria, and also the business news editor at African Independent Television in Abuja, Nigeria. Currently, she is the publisher of Money and Profits magazine. Let us make welcome Mrs. Ijoma Daramola to Livin Dreamz Studios. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're so glad to have you with us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Wow, amazing. So we want you to share with us your experiences, you know, the world of journalism. Take us on a journey of the world of journalism. You've had quite an interesting profile where you have worked in various television stations, and we want you to share with us this 9 years of experience in journalism that you've had, especially in this part of the world, in Africa. What has journalism been like for you?
Well, there's so much to say about journalism. I mean, I call myself a broadcast journalist, for one, as against somebody who is in the print media.
Print media.
Yes. So as a broadcast journalist over the years, it's been a potpourri of sorts. It's been a mixture of the good and the bad. You know, as a journalist in Africa, working in Africa, you know there are so many challenges and limitations. You know, you don't have everything you need to bring yourself at par with other journalists around the world, especially in the Western countries. You know, you don't have the right equipment, you don't have the right training, and even the environment where you work. You know, you talk about the government. Sometimes African governments can come down really hard on journalists when they feel that you are not singing their song. Yes. So I would say it's been, but on the whole, not bad.
We know that journalism is supposed to inform the society, educate the society about the goings-on, the events in their world. So, but today in our secular world, we usually, broadcast journalism doesn't really like to make, you know, talk about or make emphasis on the religious, well, not really religious, but the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. You never find a news station broadcasts good news, maybe miracles taking place, you know, in any part of the world, except if they have to talk about, oh, this man of God did this man of God did that. What are your views concerning these areas? I know that they are very touchy areas, but I just want to get your comment on.
Well, what I can tell you about that is, in journalism, you give the people what they want to know about. And in the world today, I must tell you that bad news sells. You know, and so if you turn on the TV and you're hearing someone talking about, oh, Jesus Christ died and somebody rose, it will not, you won't get the same viewership. As if you turn on to some other station and then you're seeing, oh, this person was involved in an accident, or this public office holder has been, you know, indicted for fraud or something, you know. So it's about what, first of all, you give the people what they want to hear. Otherwise, you will not have viewership. And when you don't have viewership, then you don't have advertisers. And at the end of the day, for most media owners, it's about the bottom line. They're in the business to make money. They are not charitable organizations. And so what they want to do is they want to run their station in such a way that they can make a profit and return to their board. So if you're giving people what you think, that kind of, you know, all this kind of wholesomeness, I would say. Well, sometimes wholesomeness is not what the people are asking
for. Wow. So how, because I was speaking to my, one of my staff behind the scenes, and she said to me that you want to have your own TV station in the future. So if you had your own TV station, what would you do?
Let me answer that question by telling you that I've worked in about 3 TV stations, and that each one had a different focus.
Okay.
DBN had a focus, and that was sports. Then, in addition to sports, they had a little bit of news and entertainment.
Okay.
But their focus, the area of strength, was mainly sports. Okay. Now, AIT is an entertainment news channel. AIT prides itself on broadcasting Africa to the world. Okay. So it makes no pretense. It doesn't want you to come on AIT and begin to speak like you're this American born, you believe in them. They don't want that, you know. They want you to speak the way you speak, and you are talking to Africans. So don't come and fake for us. Don't try to do all that. They don't want it. Yes, they want you to speak well, but they want you to speak like an educated African. They don't want you to speak like an American. If they wanted the Americans, they would employ Americans. So every station has its own focus. Then I went to a super screen where, okay, we did a lot of entertainment, but we also wanted to be strong in news and current affairs. Okay? I would not say that sports was a very big thing with us when I was with super screen. So that is how all the stations are. Now, when I run my own station, I want to do a lot of current affairs. Not news now, but current affairs. Yes, I've done news and I've done current affairs. Now, I want to do current affairs program, want to touch on politics, what's happening around you, and something you touched on earlier, the human angle stories. Because a lot of human angle stories are also current affairs. So I want to be able to dwell on such stories that are uplifting, that are happening now. You understand?
So that people can be encouraged.
Yes.
Yes, and not all about the gloom and doom taking place in the world. Yes. Wow. That's amazing, because you see, and you're a woman also in journalism. How was it being, a female journalist in the world of journalism, where you have, well, we have a lot of men in that kind of field of endeavor. So how was it for you? Tell us.
Well, it's tasking, because, you know, it makes so much demands on your time. Journalism is a field where you can't say you have closing hours. If you want to make it as a journalist, you won't have closing hours. You'll be there at any time. I used to have a bag in the office in one of the wardrobes locked, so that any time I need to move, I can move. And then sometimes you might have to sleep in the office. I've slept in my office severally, you know, for days on end. Because when you have a late night news and then early morning news, sometimes when you think about it, if I leave and coming back, my news will start at 10, I'll finish at about 11:15, and then I'll now go home, and I was living some distance away. Then by the time I get back in the morning to prepare for my 9 o'clock bulletin, so sometimes you so those are things that you must be willing to commit to. You know, it's something that journalism is a field that I say to people, you must want to do. You must love doing. It's not something that you just enter. If you do it like that, you know, after some time you discover that
like a job, you just lose interest.
Yeah, and you won't grow. The people who will grow and become heads of departments
are the
ones that they have the right enthusiasm, who love the job. That's
it takes a lot, because I can see that you're married too. How are you able to do all of that? You know, travel, be where the news is breaking, you know, and all of, how are you able to handle all those responsibilities and be head of news and current affairs?
Well, it's demanding, but it takes its toll, like, you know, expectedly. Because like I said, you have a news bulletin that starts at 10. You have to finish sometimes it was a 1-hour bulletin or maybe 45 minutes. And after that, you do a post-mortem of the news. You know, you look about what happened in this newscast, you do a small meeting at the end of the news before you go home. And then you have kids who are waiting. So I found that at the time I was leaving my house at before 7 o'clock and not getting home till like 12:30 or 1 a.m. You know, so your home will suffer. But I'm lucky. My husband used to be a journalist, so a broadcast journalist as well with channels before. So because of that, you know, I had his support and his understanding, even at the times when some other person would have said, "Oh no, this is getting too much." You know, I had his support because he understands.
Because he was in the field too.
Yes, he was in the field.
Amazing, amazing. So your magazine on profits and money and profits. what I mean, it's a total shift from current affairs.
It's a total shift.
Because now you're talking about financial markets and all of that.
It's an entrepreneurship. It's an entrepreneurial and management magazine. It's actually designed to inspire, to motivate people to set up thriving businesses of their own. You know, because when you look at the economy today, I don't think there'll ever come a time in any part of the world where there'll be enough jobs for everybody. You know, so what to do is for people to begin to think about how they can begin to pay their own salaries. You know, and even when you're working, there's no job security. You know, so if you want to keep your job and pay yourself, you should be able. You should want to also set up a business where you will be sure, because if you run your own business, then you know you're not going to fire yourself. You're going to keep driving yourself to succeed. So your job is secure, and then you'll be earning, and you'll be driven to want to earn more.
And then to also provide jobs for other people as well. So what is, could you give us more insight into the Money and Profits magazine? Who are your viewers? Who are the audience? Your target audience? CEOs, just MDs, or up and coming entrepreneurs, those who want to become entrepreneurs, or those who are already entrepreneurs?
Yes. Well, my target audience is anybody who is thinking, setting up your own business and being successful, you know, in doing it. And then if you're a manager of somebody else's business, we also have articles that will also teach you how to manage the business such a way that it will grow. And as it grows, you benefit. And eventually you should be thinking, okay, I've served this person for this number of years. How about I go set up my own?
Okay, so that, you know, I'm going to take you up on that. I want us to go on a break. We'll be right back.